welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. I am Jen and this is Bookmark by Jen. It is official. 2025 is halfway over. So I wanted to go back through the first 6 months and talk about all the 5-star reads that I've read so far. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like too easy with 5 stars or too hard on 5 stars. I feel like that ebbs and flows. Let me know if you're the same way. Like sometimes I feel like I'll give them out really easily, and other times I feel like I don't. I don't know. But these are my 5-star reads. I have 12 of them, which honestly like isn't that much to date. Like today, this morning I finished my 41st book of the year. I am a little bit behind, but again, like my goal for this year was quality over quantity, and I think I will touch on that a little bit more in my reading wrap up for July. But right now, today, we are talking about the books that I have given 5 stars to, which 12 out of 41, it ain't bad. You know, I mean, I think that's pretty good. Let's just get into it because you know me. I like to ramble. I hope that you are still sticking around for me. I'm going to jump into the 5-star. Let's do it right now. First up, my first 5-star of the year, and still a book that, man, I think about quite often, was Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman and Shelley St. Clair. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I knew that this was going to be an emotional book. Like, they set you up for that, but I just wasn't quite prepared for this. I mean, you know, like Jennifer Hartman, she pulls at you. She makes you think. She makes you really question your sanity sometimes when you're reading her books. And I had never read anything by Shelley St. Clair, so I was really interested in reading what the pair had. And I mean, just wow. So this is about Everly and Isaac, and he is in the police field, and she is like a pseudo model. That's not even right. Like she does modeling, but she's not the model-esque type. She's just gorgeous, but she's very down to earth. They are kidnapped. She is kidnapped a couple years prior to Isaac being kidnapped. He is hunting a killer. He is hunting this serial killer, and the serial killer gets Everly, and everybody presumes that she's dead. Isaac is just still hunting for this person because he is quite certain that he kidnapped and killed somebody that was very close to him. And so when he gets kidnapped and ends up being in the adjacent, like their rooms they share a wall, and realizes who Everly is, that's in and of itself. But so she's been there for 2 years. It's just such an emotional roller coaster, and how this woman is just an amazing human being. Like, if you like strong female characters, Everly's it. If you like strong male characters, Isaac is it. But the way that she is able to still like keep her wits about her, like I remember putting that in my review, like how she was able to remain parts of her, like allow her parts of her to remain, but still have her wits about her to like just hold on to pieces of what is happening, and just in case that she is to get out, that she will have the foresight to like somebody might need to know what I know. There's that. But then just the emotionality of it and the way that these two get to know each other and very unconventionally fall in love through a wall. And a lot more happens, but you have to read it to find out what that is. Amazing, and definitely worth the 5 stars. I didn't mention this when we first started, but I am going to talk about these as I read them through the year. So they are in no particular order other than that order. I'm not doing like we're not doing that yet. Wait until the end of the year. This is legitimately just how I read them. Next up is When Hearts Awaken. This was our February buddy read with Bessie Book Reviews and Amber Reads Romance. It is between Taylor and Charles. Yeah, Taylor and Charles. I got my notes here, sorry. This was an emotional book as well. Taylor is a ballerina. Charles is a billionaire. She is in a really prestigious company working towards a certain goal, obviously, as a ballerina, and she is known for the way that she dances. There is a particular dance that she has a hard time with. Taylor has a dark past, and it is very haunting. it is very present in everyday life. She was drugged and she was assaulted, and she has no recollection of it. She has bits and pieces. She has what memory will allow you. Your brain definitely tries to protect you at sometimes, and that's what her brain's doing. Like, she remembers certain things. She might remember certain tastes or certain smells, but she doesn't remember much. What I found so profound about this was, I think, just the way that, like, Victoria Lum, she encapsulated the story of this, and talked about the things that can happen, because everybody deals with trauma differently. But in this circumstance, the way that this trauma was handled, I I thought it was beautifully written. The PTSD, how she touched on ways of healing and how you can heal. What happens when you have sensory triggers? What happens when you have PTSD? Ways that your body will react to certain things, like how do you deal with what you know and what you don't know. And then there's also what Charles brings in for Taylor, and how he opens her up, how he helps her to heal without her even realizing it. I just thought, like, their relationship was so special, and that's why I gave it 5 stars. I really, really loved the messages in the story, and I think, like, I resonated a lot with just the way that it was told, and how I really appreciate when an author goes into how healing helps and how different ways of healing can help. Because, I mean, people, like I said, they deal with trauma all certain types of ways, and I think that this is very healing for a lot of people. And I just loved it. I thought it was a great book. Next up, and on a little bit of a lighter note, we have To Catch a Firefly by Emmy Sanders. I just love this book. I love this book. So this is an romance. It is a friends to lovers. It is a childhood friends to lovers. So we do meet Ellis and Lucky really early on, and I think that they're like seven or eight when they meet, and then we follow them through the years. It is really important that we met them that early, because we needed to see how they interacted as children, and watch them grow together. I'm not always a huge fan of following people that long, especially when we have a really long history, like back history. Sometimes I just want to get to them being adults, because that's like the love story that I want. But sometimes it is really important for us to see the makeup, right? How things become apparent. Sometimes we can see it in past glimpses, but to get different ages, to get different times with Ellis and Lucky, and to kind of grasp what's going on. So meeting them at such a young age, and then watching them meet and become friends, and then just have this amazing connection that they have. Because, like, right off the bat, Lucky understands Ellis, in a way that, like, I mean, really nobody can. Ellis doesn't talk a lot, and he uses minimal words, or sometimes even like grunts, and Lucky just immediately knows what he's saying. They have this really amazing friendship, and I think if we didn't see that from a young age, I don't think that their adult lives would mean as much. Ellis has lived in this town all of his life. Lucky comes in and just doesn't want to be in this small town. He's from a bigger town. He doesn't want to be in a small town. His parents brought him here, and he's like, all I want to do is I want to grow up. I want to get out. That's all I want to do. But all this was before he met and befriended his best friend. Now he still wants to get out. He still wants to travel the world and experience new things, but he always has this tie back to this small town in Ellis. They've always loved each other. They've just never expressed that with each other. And when Ellis stays and Lucky goes, Lucky is always there. Like I said, he's tied to Ellis. So there's always phone calls and there's letters, that they have this connection, and then they have this pull. And when Ellis and Lucky do get together throughout the years, because obviously Lucky's going to come home to see his parents, and of course he wants to see his friends. He doesn't have, he lives elsewhere, but like he has to come home to the small town to see his family, and of course, like I said, his friends. Their love is explored, and there's always that thing with friends. Do we cross this boundary and perhaps have the best life that we could have, or do we cross this boundary and it not work out, and we hurt what we have? What do we do? It's just a beautiful story between two beautiful people. It is definitely, it tugged at my heart, and I loved this book. and I loved these two. And I think if you haven't read To Catch a Firefly, it's really underhyped. I don't see it a lot, and I think that's a disservice. Next up, we have Sin With Me by Brooke Montgomery. This is the last book in the Sugarland Creek series. This is between Wilder and Delilah. Wilder is the oldest of the siblings, but he also has a twin. His twin's book was the book previous, so we are to Wilder. He's had my heart since the beginning. You obviously learn little bits about this whole family throughout the series. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 books. I think there's 6, but I love their grandmother. She is like, I don't know, the quintessential grandmother, and I just like completely want her. Especially like they get together after dinner on Sundays and they scrapbook, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, I'm totally there. Anyway, so this is between Wilder and Delilah. They met 9 years ago through a crisis hotline that Wilder called into, and Delilah just was one of those voices that Wilder could open up to. He has some demons, and Delilah was there. Cut to 9 years later. Wilder has always had a thing for Delilah, or Deli as he calls her. But the thing is, so when they were talking all those years ago, like, he's known who she was on the phone, but there's like a little bit of a hiccup because it turns out Delilah also dated his twin brother. I mean, cut to 9 years later, like his twin brother, obviously, we just had his book previously, so he has a woman. But there's that, you dated my twin brother. And it's not just my brother, it was my twin brother. So there's kind of like a weirdness there, but like, I mean, we read romance, so we like the weirdness. But he's always had a thing for her. I mean, she has always been this person that he could talk to. He very much could open up to her, and he needs that again. Delilah has always really kind of had a thing for him as well. I mean, yes, she dated his twin brother, but there's always been this thing with Wilder. I've loved every single book for different reasons, but I think that this one might have been like one of my favorites of the series, if not my favorite of the series so far. I loved the banter. I legitimately laughed out loud multiple times. The banter between them is absolutely hilarious. I mean, Deli is a firecracker. Wilder is just Wilder. I mean, he's got his traumas, but he's human, you know? So, I mean, there's all facets of them, and I love it. So, they're in Vegas because they are there for, I believe it's like one of the rodeo competitions that they are a part of. And they let loose. And Delilah is tasked with watching Wilder because Wilder, like his name, can get a little wild, but she was not expecting her to get as wild too. She wakes up and they're married. They got married in Vegas. It's a fun ride. So there's the fact that they both love each other and they got married drunk, and now they have to deal with the consequences of like being honest with each other because we love each other. And you know, I've wanted to for a very long time, and Wilder has some secrets. He's got some secrets that he's, you know, ready to show Delilah. And I mean, I love this one. Like I said, the banter, the chemistry, it was a really, really amazing ending to the series. And I think you should read it. Next up, we have For Wrath and Redemption. This is by Britt Benson. It's book 3 of Hometown Heartless series. So it is a Rockstar series. Hometown Heartless is the name of the band. Again, I've liked and loved all of these. The second and third books are like up there for me. I don't know which one I like more. I don't know. It's a toss up between 2 and 3. I definitely love the first one as well, but like, oh, anyway, this is For Wrath and Redemption. We are getting another one. I'm really excited about that one. I mean, like, the series just keeps getting better and better. So Jonah is a bit of a bad boy. He is an addict. He's the bass guitarist for the Hometown Heartless, and he's just lying to everyone. So Claire has been assigned to essentially babysit and rebrand him because he's about to drag all of his friends, his teammates, his bandmates, like he's about to drag them down. And so this is her chance to do this. Now she's been assigned by not only her boss, but her boyfriend boss, who's also Jonah's asshole of a father. So there's a little bit of a like fun, taboo, forbidden aspect there, which I thought was really great because like Jonah has some shit with his father, and his father is very triggering for Jonah. And then you bring in Claire, and he's already pissed. Like he does not like Claire because like the fact that you can fall for my father's bullshit, get away from me. So the gloves are off. The battle is on. The game is chess. They're both are out for blood. They are both not willing to show their hands. They're both playing games. She's dealing with some shit. She has some trauma. He has some trauma. He's dealing with some shit. She's trying to do her job, but also seeing what, like her boyfriend, boss, his father is painting another picture, and she's seeing a different picture of Jonah. Like she's seeing who Jonah really is. And so it's just really good. Like as the reader, you want the games to begin. Like it's really good. I mean, and that's just building up tension that just explodes, and it's amazing. So yes, you have to read it. If you like rockstar romance, I mean, definitely read this. But start with book 1 and work your way up, because we're about to get book 4. So I mean, you should do it. You should definitely do it. Next up, I have The Nanny is Off Limits. I have the book right here. I'm not pulling it down. It's got those glasses right on top of it, and I just don't feel like moving that. So this one, I fucking loved it. I love QB Tyler. If you've been around, you know I love her. But this one just pulled at me. I think it was just, I don't know, like for whatever reason, it's QB, but like a different level. She gave me like a little bit more, and I love her so much more for that. That she did that. She gave me that much more. So this is between Eliana and Rowan. He is a single father. He is in much need of a nanny. He works a lot. He is very successful, but he also wants to be there for his family. It is not, and I think I've talked about this a couple times when I've talked about this book. It is not. It is QB Tyler, but it's not quintessential QB Tyler. What I loved and what she gave me extra of, a romance build that is always there. Like she always gives the angst. She always gives that taboo, forbidden. There's that angsty, like just get on with it. But there's like this flirt. I don't know. If you know QB Tyler, you know. But with them, like I actually got to. I don't know. I'm not saying that right. She always fills out. Excuse me. She always fills out a story. I'm not saying that. Maybe sometimes we get to the sex like quicker, but here like we got to see more. I don't even say like it was more angst. It was more tension. Like we got more tension. We got more like sexual flirting. There was a little bit more of a build up. The sex didn't happen as quickly as sometimes it does in her other books. There was a relationship that we got to watch between Ellie and Rowan, and I really loved that. And I also loved the fact that the children were encompassed in the story all the time. They are a part of the story. That's why she is in the position that she's in, is to take care of these children. So I like that there was tension there. There was, a bit of push and pull with the kids as well. I liked that. I liked that there were daily nitty gritty routines, that full roundedness in a story. And I think it made Eliana's and Rowan's story that much better. Like you could feel the tension. You could feel the pull. And it was just really, I mean, it's QB, you guys. It's just really good. It's just really good. Let's move on to a book that you probably you may get sick of it, but you know what? It's one of those, I don't care, because I have to talk about it. When you like something, you want everybody to read it, and it's not going to be the last time that you see this book. All right, so it is Shattered Hate by P.S. Black. So this is an MM romance. It is a hockey romance, not heavily on the hockey. It's part of the Hawksview University series. It is book 2. Book 3 is coming soon. So excited. So this is between Daxton and Trayton. What I'm going to say, if you're new here, if you've not seen anything about this, is here it is. Don't read this book until you read this book. You gotta read them. I mean, they are interconnected, but like, I wouldn't recommend it. Would recommend that you start from scratch, because there's a lot of stuff that happens in here that talks about stuff that happened in the first book. So you gotta read it. Now, super emotional. Like super emotional. It deals with a lot. So if you have any triggers, definitely, always check your triggers, please. If you have any need for that, definitely check your triggers. It's basically like, again, like I said, it's interconnected, but it is a continuation of what is happening in Shattered Ice, but with 2 different characters that we've met in the first book. So we're talking about Daxton and Trayton. It is a like enemies to lovers, but like it's a friends to enemies to lovers. But there's like a twist, and it's really good. There's a lot of hate talk. There's a little bit of blackmail in it. Just like super emotional. Like every time I talk about this, every time I think about these characters, like I want to go find them and give them hugs, and I want to cry because they make me super emotional. It's just such a P.S. Black does such a great job giving you this full picture. And like you know that she spent time with these characters. They are full rounded characters, which makes you always feel like which in turn makes me feel like they're real. They're out there living their best lives somewhere, but there is just like super yumminess in this. So when you read this one, I mean, we're talking about this one, but let's go back to this one for a second. So this one, you've got a teacher-student romance, again, hockey. There is a lot of triggering stuff in this as well. But then you get to this one. So we've got teacher-student, you've got enemies to lovers, and man, one of these hates the other. And like I said, there's blackmail, and there's just yummy, yummy tension, and there's like one-liners that gut you. It's just great. I know a lot of people are like getting bored and sick of like seeing hockey, hockey, hockey everywhere. It's not. I think that there is a little bit more hockey in Shattered Hate than there is in Shattered Ice, but it's more so like how hockey brought these people together. There are certain like aspects of the game, yes, but hockey, like I said, brought these people together and as a part of their lives, and is like kind of like a side character. It's the heart, right? But you're not. There's a lot other things going on. So if you're like on the cusp because it's hockey, maybe don't think of it as a hockey romance. Honestly, like go into it because it's just an amazing book. It's an amazing book. You want an amazing romance, and honestly, like it's just the series. I can't wait for the next one. Next up, we have The Pucking Wrong Rookie by C.R. Jane. Another hockey romance, and I didn't mean to do that. This has more hockey in it than those two books. I can't believe I don't have any of these books, but I missed out on getting the mail covers, and I need to get myself to a signing so that I can get the mail covers because I think that's the only way that you can get the mail covers now. And I like the other covers too, but I just like the mail covers better. Anyway, The Bugging Wrong Rookie. This is what I don't even know. There's so many of these books, just but being back in this world. I think that I live for the bromance as much as I live for the regular romance of the series. I mean, I really do. I just like the text messages between the guys and like the crazy shit that they say, and the way that these girls are just like girls. Like they're not catty. They're not mean. They are going through some shit, and they don't mock each other for it. They don't degrade each other because of it. They just open their arms to every single girl that comes into the guy's circle of trust. But the text messages between them, the crazy psychotic things that they say, the funny scenarios, and the crazy psychotic things that they get themselves into in the situations, and the obsessive men, and they're just like over the top, but it's funny. Like it's over the top funny. Like you have over the top psycho crazy red flags, and that is definitely this, but like with a side of funny. Like it's all got a little bit of humor in it, and I think like that's just what I love the most about it. Each of these I think has gotten like how the men are trying to get their women out of whatever situation they're in a little bit more emotional with each book, in my opinion. But I just the way that Logan was with Sloane, and just the understanding of like what she needed to happen, and like what she needed in the moment, even if maybe she didn't know that she needed. I thought that their relationship was honestly perfection. Some things, of course, are over the top, like I said, but it's just a good read. It's a good read, and I really love this series. I really do. We are nearing the end, guys. Okay, Releasing 10. This was a tough one. This was, I had to put it down multiple times, just because I needed a breath. Sometimes, like, I mean, I was ready to read it. I was so ready to read this one. But if you've read Chloe Walsh, like, you know this series. You know that, like, you're going to have emotion in this series. And this one is honestly it's the toughest one to read. They're all really emotional. I mean, the way that I sobbed reading Binding and Keeping 13, the way I cried when I was reading Joey and Eva's story, but this one is definitely, it's harder to read. It is rough. It is emotional, but the story itself, I think, was extremely well written. The messages behind, well, there's multiple messages. I mean, if you really look, anybody can find a multitude of messages. But my heart just goes out for individuals who do deal with this on a daily basis, who have nobody. It just is heartbreaking. It is not the end of Huey and Lizzie. These two completely have my heart. I was ready for this book just because I wanted that redemption arc for Lizzie. She has redeemed herself in my eyes for sure, but her day is coming. I think I'm God help us. I hope that there is only one more book for them. But I mean, like, I will take as many Boys of Tillman books that Chloe Walsh wants to give us. I will stay in this world forever. I do need a little bit more Johnny's parents though, because those are my people. I love them so much. But I do believe like Lizzie's day is coming. Like she's going to get her day. Like my girl's strong. She gonna get her day. So if you haven't read that one, just when I say triggers, I mean triggers. And it's okay to take a break. Take a break. I had to take a break. I had to go take a break and hug my child and watch some funny rom-com on TV or something, like some old Mad About You reruns. I had to self-care a little bit. Next up, we have Take Me With You by Nina G. Jones. I finally read this book. I have it right here. You know what? I'll pick it up for you. Okay, this is a coveted cover special edition book, and I think they did amazing with this book. It's got a little bit of embossing on it. It's got edged, you can see it. Oh no, it's got some pen papers here. It is signed. There's the infamous cabin, if you will. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love this. So we've got Sam and Vesper. This is set in 1978 California. There was a lot of serial killers going on around those times, right? This was a fantastically dark and brutal romance. Is it a romance? The author even says it at the beginning, like it's not a romance, but it was pretty fucking good. It was really good. So Sam is a serial rapist. Can I say that on YouTube? We're going to go with that. He's a serial rapist, and he likes to scope out, stalk, hunt his victims. He spends weeks with them without them knowing in their home and leaving little trinkets around for the night that he chooses, and he is very meticulous and he is not caught. And so he decides to take Vesper on one of these nights, and because he sees some things happening and he's like, you know what, it's probably now or never. And in the midst of doing his thing, something happens, and in a split second Vesper says, take me with you. There we have it. So Sam does. He takes Vesper, which he's never done before. He takes her and he brings her to a secluded area, and there is a cabin, or a shack, if you will, and he makes it into a room for her to stay, and he keeps her, and it is their story. And that's really all I'm going to say, because like you don't say anything else. You just read the book. It's amazing. I could not put it down. I had to know what was going to happen. I had to get into the mindset of Sam and see where Vesper was going with this. And then at the end, I mean, read it. Have you read it? Let me know what you thought. Well, we've done it. We are to the last two books that I'm going to talk about together, because they are part of a trilogy that I have not finished yet, and I will get more into that in the July wrap-up, that I will hopefully have finished this book. All right, so we are talking about the Frozen Fate trilogy, books 1 and 2, which are The Hills of Shivers and Shadows and Cage of Ice and Echoes by Pam Godwin, who, I mean, if you've read Pam Godwin, then you know that she dark. I knew I was getting into it. I knew that I was going to come into this dark. I mean, first off, they're like really chunky. Don't mind my annotating. They were for some notes that I had. I knew that they were going to be dark. You know this going in, right? Like I said, for Pam Godwin. I also knew what Pam Godwin can give you, and God she does not disappoint. These are amazing books. Like, I've given, obviously, because they are in this video, both of them 5 stars. I can't talk about much because this is the type of book, well, I would say this is a trilogy that I would say, like, you want to go in as blindly as possible. So as a reviewer here, like, what can I say when I want you to go in as blind as possible? It is set in the Arctic, in Alaska, in a hidden island. I knew that Frankie, our female heroine, I knew that she was taken to this island not of her own free will, that she is stranded on this island with multiple men, and that's all I knew. What I will say is yes, that is very true. She is stranded on this island with multiple men. It is a white shoes, which I did know that going in as well. I'm not a huge white shoes person. I will read them. I'm not going to say how many men. You should figure that out for yourself if you haven't read the Frozen Fate trilogy. Again, I have not completed the series. I am still working on the last book, so please no spoilers for me. What else can I tell you? It is a bit of a suspense. So, you know, they're chunky. So you guys, I'm putting them down, so we're still talking about them. Okay, they're chunky. There's a lot going on. It never stops. It's action-packed. Just when you think that there's a reprieve, there's not. Something else happens, especially in the second book. I mean, it's just, I think that's why it's taken me so long to get through these. Normally, I'm like, I can read a Pam Godwin chunky book really fast. Fantastic. It's Pam Godwin, so you know, like, the research was there. The writing is top tier, you know? I mean, it's Pam fucking Godwin, you guys. She's amazing. She's written some of my favorite books. These are a part of that. It's just so much emotion goes into these. And I mean, like, I've known people that have, like, they could not put these down. I don't know what it is. It's like, I needed a breather. I was like, are these books putting me in a slump, or like, do I just need a breather for a second? Because it is just a constant, like, battle of, like, life or death. Constant battle. But when I say so good, like, so good, and you can't talk about them, because legitimately, I would be doing you a disservice if I told you anything about these books, because you have to go into these blind. You have to. You have to be open-minded, and you have to have those what the fuck moments. There are so many. There are so many twists and turns, and, like, what the hell am I reading? What is going on? Some of these annotations are just like questions. What does this mean? She said this. Is this foreshadowing? Am I overanalyzing this? Did this really happen? But they're so good. So definitely should read that. I do know that there is kind of like a spin-off coming, if you could call it that. There's a character in these books, in this book, in the last book, that is getting a, anyway, so you can't read that if you don't read this. So if you haven't read them, like, you have to. Have you read them? Don't spoil anything for me, please. You can spoil anything for me in the first 2 books, but nothing in the third. I think I'm ready. I'm ready to finish it. I'm ready to do it. There you go. Those are the 5-star books that I've read so far this year. 12 books. Let me know a couple of your 5-star reads down below in the comments, and I'm going to catch you on my next video, which will be some of my recent-ish unput-downable books, which there may be a couple repeats in here, but anyway, I'm looking forward to that. All right, I'm going to catch you on my next video, guys, but until then, as always, happy reading. Bye.